Hi, I'm Jim Gallagher here with cameraman Andrew Turner, and we're here at the West Norton Township Centennial Parade. First coming down the line here, it looks like we have the West Norton Township Police Force. They're being represented by their chief, Robert Adams, and Deputy Chief Dale Mabry. As they slowly make their way down the street here, looks like they have a police car out in front, followed by 4 mounted horses and the American flag. We have a great program here for you today. There will be many different departments represented here in this parade, as well as many different clubs throughout Norristown and West Norton. And behind the police force is the West Norton Township banner. That's being held by the West Norton girls softball. Isn't that a nice banner? Behind them is the Grand Marshal, Margaret Bailey. Mrs. Bailey is a lifelong resident of West Norton Township, a past Township Commissioner and Board President, along with being part of the Township History Committee. Behind them is the West Norton Township Commissioners. And the president of their board is George Stoyanovich, Vice President Brian Kennedy, and members Joseph Burns, Paul Piantone, and Ralph Panzullo. Behind them, we have the newest piece of machinery added to the Township Public Works Department is a 2007 Mack dump truck. They have big plans for using this thing of moving huge quantities amount of different kinds of material around the township. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we're good.
Behind them, it looks like we have the original delivery truck from Jrotc's first supermarket. That Jrotc's was that store was and still is in West Norton Township, located on West Main Street. And behind them, looks like we have the Irish Thunder Pipes and Drums from King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. This type of thing especially appeals to me, being Irish. Gotta love the bagpipes. Here we're going to have a couple little fun facts about West Norton Township. The Cool Spring Farm in West Norton Township was purchased in 1924 by George A. Davis, its last owner. This 65-acre dairy farm was located on Burnside Avenue, about 1/2 mile north of Marshall Street. Raw milk and cream produced at Cool Spring Farm by 35 Ayrshire cows was delivered by horse and wagon until 1930. Now behind we have the Jefferson Fire Company, who protect and serve West Norriton Township for 100 years. They are proud to be celebrating their 100th anniversary along with the township. Today, the fire company is being led by some of the members of the Children Fire Company banner. And that is a vast line of vehicles we have going down the street here. And the front car looks like they're tossing out Easter eggs to all the children that line the streets. This line of emergency vehicles is quite a spectacle to behold. Looks like they have all the different fire companies represented here from West Norriton. Some of the different engines that are represented here are a 1995 KME pumper, engine 46-2, another 2005 KME pumper. Towards the back, we have a 1990 Ford pickup and a 1998 Ford Ecoline, along with many of the other different emergency response vehicles. Looks like the trucks have come to a standstill here. Seems like we're having some road clearing issues down the way a little bit, but a couple more little fun facts about West Norriton. The Miller House, which is at 732 Port Indian Road, was built in 1736 on land owned by the Norris family. This may be the oldest house in West Norriton Township. The Miller, who operated the grist mill across Port Indian Road, lives in this house. J.W. and 1736 are inscribed on the chimney of this house, situated on a 45-acre tract that Charles Norris sold on March 8, 1810 to Isaac Freed and William DeHaven. On October 20, 1821, Isaac Freed and his wife Hannah sold Jacob Conover land and buildings along the Schuylkill River below the mouth of Indian Creek and adjacent to lands owned by Joseph Norris, Jacob Slaw, and Christopher Rittenhouse. Got a little fun fact about farms in West Norriton. Within fewer than 100 years, all but one of the farms that died in West Norriton Township at the dawn of the 20th century were supplanted by residential developments, commercial and industrial enterprises, and recreational facilities. Their bounty no longer nourishes our families, but their histories continue to enrich the society of West Norriton Township. Looks like we have the water rescue vehicle being towed here. Both water rescue vehicles. And behind that, we have a 1928 Ford pickup driven by Robert McGettigan. Bob was the fire chief for Jeffersonville Fire Company for 25 years. Followed by them, looks like we're going to have more fire engines coming down the line here. This lead car you're looking at now looks like it's a hook and ladder used for high area rescues. That is the pump vehicle. And here coming across the screen now is the hook and ladder. Look, it's from Hancock Fire Company from Norristown. This is the Norristown Fire Department. They're led by Deputy Chief and President Wayne Kinsey Sr. The Hancock Fire Company is the mother company of Jeffersonville Fire Company number 1. Next we have the Red Hill Fire Company from Red Hill, Pennsylvania. They are led by their Chief John Lair. Red Hill is the sister company of Jeffersonville Fire Company number 1. And following them is the Plymouth White Marsh Area Rescue Ambulance. Next we have a very cool looking vehicle here, as we have, we're going to have representation from the area police departments. First up here, looks like we have the Central Montgomery County SWAT unit. And they're, looks like it's a cool half-track type vehicle. Here comes the Bridgeport Police Department, a small township located very close to West Norton and Norristown. Behind them, we have representative from Lower Providence Police Department. And we have another fire truck and a couple classic cars moving through here. Isn't that a nice fire truck coming in from West Conshohocken, Pennsylvania? Now we have some old-time classics rolling in through here. And aren't these some nice cars? Right from back in the day. I have to say those are some real classy cars we have there. I don't know if you can hear it there on the television, but these cars have some very interesting horns on there. They make quite a funny sound. These cars are quite something to see. Followed by them, looks like we have a classic pickup truck coming down here. Followed by 2 muscle cars, one of which looks to be a Mustang.
Behind that, though. It's a Buick and a Corvette. Buick first, Corvette second.
Sorry about that. Looks like it's a Buick and a Corvette. Couldn't really tell. They were quite a ways down the road there.
This lady got swagger. This lady right here.
Another little fun fact about West Norton history are the dairy farms. A particularly profitable enterprise in West Norton prior to World War II. Dairy farming benefited from a number of convenient outlets for milk produced in our township. Some dairy farmers delivered their own products to wholesale and residential customers. Other dairy products were delivered by bobtailers who used their own horses and wagons to deliver the products of others.
I think those are mummers. Homemade costumes.
Now come down the street here, we have a walking portion of the parade. This is where you're going to get many of the different clubs that are going to be seen throughout this parade. These cars are having quite a time moving out of here. Some of those fire trucks up there are really slowing up. Just starts to get a little gray here on Burnside Avenue. Another little fun fact about West Norriton is the Oakland farm. In 1924, George Ure Sr. purchased a 25-acre farm on Trooper Road north of Chestnut Avenue. He renovated and expanded the buildings on the property, then acquired about 25 cows and established a wholesale and retail milk business. Ure's herd, whose size increased about 110 head, was milked by hand for many years before the process became automated. In 1950, following his father's death, George Ure Jr. gave up his law practice to run the farm. 4 years later, he sold the cows and formed Oakland Farms. The new company's 75 employees process and bottle milk from local farms. As more and more of these local operations were discontinued, Oakland Farms was forced to expand an acquiesced area in order to produce enough milk for the 35 trucks that made daily customer deliveries. Oakland Farms was sold to a housing developer in 1970. As this parade continues to slowly move by here, slowed up by the fire trucks at the top of the hill. I would just like to say that it's really nice that a lot of local clubs and even schools, such as local youth organizations like West Norriton Baseball and some of the different Norristown area high school clubs are getting representation in this parade. It's a really good thing to see. A little fun fact about West Norriton Township is the Jeffersonville Presbyterian Church. It was established in 1848 and was nearly for 100 years the only house of worship in what is now West Norriton Township. It has now been usurped by many smaller churches and is not the only church in West Norriton Township. However, a new church was built in the center of Jeffersonville because the original location was swampy. The cornerstone of the new edifice was laid on July 1st, 1875. The congregation's new name, Centennial Presbyterian, honored 100 years of American independence. The chapel opened for public worship on January 2nd, 1876. Behind that stylish Corvette there, looks like we have the Hedgeman String Band. They are led by their captain, John Barron. Hedgeman came in 9th place at this year's Mummers Parade with a theme of "We Will Walk You." Now let's give a listen to the Hedgeman String Band. The Hedgeman String Band is obviously out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And those costumes are something to see. The Hedgeman String Band came about November 2nd, 1920. Behind the string band, looks like we have the Norristown Jrotc program. The Norristown Jrotc program, they're a very good club we have at Norristown High School. Their Raider division recently had 2 first-place winners at the Jrotc competition, and they're a very successful club at Norristown Area High School. Behind them, it looks like we have the American Legion Frank C. Parker Post. And after them, it looks like we have the Catholic War veterans in their stylish Jeep, adorned with many past war paraphernalia, including, it looks like a 50 caliber machine gun. Next we have the Tall Cedars Club from East Norton Township. And following them, we have the mascot and logo for J.P. Mascaro and Sons. And on top of there, it looks like they have Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. And I just got some candy thrown at me, and it was something. Let's see, what do I get here? Looks like I have a Starburst. Next we have a West Norton Recreation van and the Cub Scout and Boy Scout groups from Visitation BVM. They are pack number 369. It's not nice to see with the American flags here moving down the street. And behind them, we have, all the way from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, the Yuengling wagon and their horses. Yuengling is America's oldest brewery. Boy, is that something to behold. Behind them, we have the East Norton Middle School School Band under the direction of Vicki Bloom. And they look good. Let's see if we can give a listen here. And boy, do they sound good. Coming down the street now, we have the Harleysville Savings Bank and their mascot, Trusty. Now, I remember when I was a young lad, I opened an account at Harleysville Bank, and I was awarded some Trusty bucks from opening an account, and it's very nice to see. Now making their way down the street, it looks like we have the cheerleaders from Visitation BVM School, dressed in their light blue, navy blue, and white cheerleading uniforms. And of course, as all cheerleaders, they are accompanied with their pom-poms. And they just completed their Go Fight Win cheer, which I'm sure serves them well. And now they're doing their Go Chargers chant. Look at those uniforms. Those are nice uniforms. Apparently they're too hot to handle and too cold to hold, and they are in control. Next we have St. Francis cheerleaders. And their banner and their maroon and white uniforms. And St. Francis is indeed number 1. Behind them, we have the Norristown Area High School drum line. I believe they are captained by Sean Moran and Sean Patel. And they sound great. They recently they should have won a competition down in Wildwood, New Jersey. However, they had a, let's just say a bad penalty. They were penalized for having a wet performance floor and had to be reduced from 1st to 5th place. Let me tell you, does that band sound good? They really do. They do a spectacular job down there during practice. I know I go past that high school sometimes, and they're out there from after school till 10 o'clock at night sometimes. And, you know, you really have to respect practice like that because it really takes a lot of practice to become that good. Like we have another stoppage here in the parade as like the Hedgeman string band slowed up there at the top of the hill. Looks like we've been having a lot of stoppages there at the top of the hill. It's all right though because we get to sit here and listen to that Norristown Area High School drum line, and boy are they really are something to hear. I know I keep saying that, but they really do a great job. Sean Moran is doing cadence right now for the Norristown Area High School drum line. And I believe he's going to school to play and do music. He's phenomenal at the drums. I've personally heard him. He's very good. And now as the parade crawls along here, behind the Norristown Area High School band, we have the Norristown Area football team and cheerleaders. Last year, the Norristown Area football team went 5-5, but they're looking for a good season this year. Some of the players represented here are Milo Hill, Tracy Presley, Nick Bloomer, Derek Williams, Sheldon Mayer, Robert Freeman, Evan Battaglio, Marcus Robbins, Nico DeSilvio, and of course the cheerleaders. We have Mariah Hopkins, Sierra Diaz, Diane Henning, Carly Hammer, Gigi Washington, Nicole Stein, Alyssa Wernicki, and Jenna Gelhaus. Behind them, we have the Montgomery County Bookmobile. And always nice to get your reading done.
Junior League Pennsylvania District 22 champions.
Behind them, we have the Junior League Pennsylvania District 22 champions. They did a really good job this year with baseball, and I know it doesn't sound like much but to be a good baseball player is really hard to do. Some of the representatives on there are Tyler Trinko, Mike Proieto, and Wayne Kinsey, and they really did a great job this year. And they said West Norton rocks. Behind them, we have the LA Dance Galaxy from West Norton Township. This group will be performing at the West Norton Township Festival at Norristown Area High School. Next is the 125th anniversary year for the Lulu Shriners organization. They were formed in 1884. They're the 16th oldest shrine center out of the 191 shrine centers. There are shrine centers in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Panama. The Shriners have 19 hospitals and 3 burn units that take care of children from the time they are born until the age of 18. All this care is done for free with no charge. The Shriners raise money by having circuses, rodeos, and other events. The Lulu Shrine Center is located at 5140 Butler Pike in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. This year's parade is the Pontinate is the illustrious Sir Joel L. Ward. And of course, they have their motorcycles coming down here. Next, we have some more classic cars being mixed in here, as we have Corvette leading here. And all these cars are from the Lulu Shriners organization. I'm driving that Corvette, was their leader. And let me tell you, they have some good music playing out of their cars. Another little fun fact about West Norton is the Norris Hill Cemetery. It was built in 1809 by Charles Norris, the grandson of Isaac Norris. Norris Hill Cemetery is located about 1/2 mile south of Jrotc's Corner in the middle of Trent Manor Homes. Charles is interred there, as are many of his descendants, most of whom were members of the Jrotc family. And here comes the end of the Lulu Shriners organization on horseback. Behind them, looks like they have their own little golf cart there. And those are some pretty horses. They looked very interested in what's going on around here. Behind the Lulu golf cart, looks like we have a clown riding around on an electric scooter. And more of the Shriners continue to come down here. along with their banner here that says Shriners Hospitals for Children, expert medical care for children with orthopedic problems and spinal cord injuries at no cost to the patient or family. We have a few clowns riding around here, and they're pretty funny. Let's see if we can get one on camera here. Ah, there he is. Let me tell you, they're really being funny around here with the crowd on the sides of the street. Look at him and his red nose. Next, I believe we have the Birdie Band, and they are under the direction by Maestro Kenneth Lasky. Next, we have the Freedom Valley YMCA, and they have some great facilities there, including a state-of-the-art cardio machines, wellness center with a full circuit of strength training equipment, free weight area, spinning studio, recreational swimming at Norristown High School, personal viewing screens, babysitting while you work out. Next, I believe we have the teddy bear float, and boy, is that something to behold there. The float, as you can see, is adorned with various different types of teddy bears as candy is being thrown out to the children on the street. And that is cute. Next, we have a float representing Nipper's Bar and Restaurant located on West Main Street in West Norton Township. And I can personally vouch and say that they have some very good food there. And that is awesome. And I'm getting bubbled to death over here. And he's making a pizza pie, and he's intense about it, let me tell you. Next, we have a vehicle for knockouts, haircuts for men, and behind them, we have Gnc Waste. Gnc Waste was founded in 2001 and is based in East Norriton Township. They do both residential and commercial pickup, as they are flaunting some of their heavy hardware here. Next up, looks like we have a representative from SEPTA Transportation, and they've brought along one of their large transportation buses.
Where's Mayor Nutter? Where's Mayor Nutter?
And they're advertising some They're advertising their bus. It is one clean, green, hybrid machine. Obviously, it gives off cleaner emissions.
Energy producing brakes.
And behind them, we have some vehicle representatives from Penndot. Looks like Penndot's brought along one of their pickup trucks with a generator and a grader with Kermit the Frog and adorned by balloons. That's a large vehicle. Behind that, we have a dump truck from Penndot. Looks like it is used to salt and plow snow in the wintertime. It is adorned with balloons. Behind that, Penndot has also brought along, looks like a flatbed truck. And they are throwing candy out of the back of that flatbed. And I'm hoping some comes my way. Penndot has a large facility of trucks, and they've brought some of the cooler ones along here, including that grader and that flatbed. And now they have two more what would be snowplow dump trucks that also provide salting. And behind those Penndot trucks, looks like we have representation from various fire companies moving down the street here. Slowly moving down the street here. I believe this first fire company here looks like it's going to be Jeffersonville. And those are some big dump trucks. And here comes those fire trucks, and they have sirens a-blaring. Excuse me, this is Eastern Township Fire Company. As they move down the line here with their various rescue vehicles and pumping fire trucks. Fire trucks slowly making their way by here as we are coming towards the end of the parade. And these fire trucks are trying to throw us off here by honking their horns as they go by and then laughing at us. This hook and ladder truck moving by the left of your screen here, that is quite a big fire truck. And I believe it also serves as a pumping station. And that is a very large vehicle. Behind them, we have a representative from the King of Prussia Fire Company with their red, yellow, and white and black fire truck. Next, we have a representative from the Sweetsburg Fire Company. And that is the Special Service Truck number 49. They're out of Upper Merion Township. Behind them, we have a representative from the Norristown Fire Department. It is Rescue Vehicle 27. That is a very large rescue vehicle. Next, looks like we have a representative from Goodwill Fire Department from Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. And now behind them, looks like we have more representatives from the Lulu Shriners Club, but this sector is from Bucks County, not the Northeast Philadelphia sector. And they have a very nice float going on there that's supposed to represent Washington's Crossing, it looks like. And I was indeed right. The name of their float is Washington Crossing the Delaware. And behind them, we have Lower Providence Fire Department. And they're green and white and gold vehicle. Behind them, we have more representatives from the Norristown Fire Department, including the dive and water rescue vehicle. And they have a shark and a life vest in the boat. Behind them, looks like we have a representative from Oaks Fire Company. In their lime green or yellow green colored vehicle. And they are from Upper Perkiomen Township. Behind them, we have West Norton Township Code Enforcement Vehicle and more West Norton Township police cars. I'm Jim Gallagher, and here from cameraman Andrew Turner and the NASD staff. We'd like to say goodbye from the West Norton Township Centennial Parade. And please check out other NASD programming. And we will Hope you come and watch the next program.